Most people believe intelligence is about how fast you think. They are wrong. The world is not ruled by the smartest minds. It is ruled by those who understand how minds are controlled. Tonight, you will not learn how to sound intelligent. You will learn how intelligence actually works in the real world, where power, survival, and influence decide who rises and who disappears. These are the 7 levels of intelligence. And once you see them, you will never unsee where you truly stand. Level 1 is called reaction. This is the mind that moves on feeling alone. Anger pushes it, fear drives it, praise lifts it, insults burn it. People at this level do not stop to ask what is true. They ask what feels right in the moment. They scroll, they rage, they celebrate, they follow. They believe they are free, but their emotions hold the leash. You can see level 1 everywhere, in comment sections, in traffic, in arguments that turn personal in seconds. One word is enough to change a mood. One headline is enough to start a fight. At this level, the world controls you. You think you are choosing, but you are only reacting. Level 2 is information. This is the mind that collects. It reads, it watches, it memorizes, it quotes. People here know what happened, who said what is trending today. They can talk for hours, they can sound sharp. But most of the time, they do not ask why. They stack facts like bricks without knowing what they are building. This is the student who knows every answer but does not know how to use them. The worker who knows the rules but never changes the game. Information makes you look intelligent. It does not make you powerful. You can be full of knowledge and still be led by someone who understands people better than you understand data. Level 3 is understanding. This is where something changes. You stop seeing events as random. You begin to notice patterns. You connect cause to effect. You see how one choice leads to another. You start to read between the lines of what people say. You sense when something is off. At this level, you might look at a conflict and think, this was always going to happen. You might watch people repeat the same mistakes and wonder why they never learn. You are no longer blind. But here's the hard truth. Seeing the trap does not mean you can escape it. Many people understand their problems, but still walk straight back into them. This is why understanding alone is not enough. You can know that someone is lying and still believe them because you want to. You can see a bad path and still take it because it feels familiar. Knowledge can wake you up, but it cannot move your feet. Most of the world never goes beyond these 3 levels. They react, they collect, they sometimes understand, but they do not command. And because they do not know there is a game being played, they are always surprised when they lose. They are shocked when they are replaced at work, shocked when they are betrayed by someone they trusted, shocked when they are ignored after years of effort. They ask, how did this happen? The answer is simple. They did not know what they were walking into. History tells this story again and again. Great armies were not destroyed because they were weak. Empires did not fall because they lacked weapons or books. They fell because they misunderstood human nature, fear, pride, loyalty, hunger for status, the need to belong. Wars are not won on maps. They are won inside the human mind. Think about how easily crowds move. A rumor spreads and suddenly enemies are created. A promise is repeated and suddenly loyalty is born. People do not follow what is true. They follow what feels right, what sounds strong, what makes them feel seen. This is not stupidity. This is human nature. Machiavelli hinted at this long ago when he warned that people judge more with their eyes than with their hands. In simple words, people react to what they see, not to what is real. Appearances rule, stories rule, and those who understand this step into a different kind of intelligence. This is the moment of awakening. The moment you realize intelligence is not about being right in a room full of people. It is about being effective in a world that does not care who is right. Look at your own life. Think about the moments that changed everything. A decision you made in anger. A chance you missed because of fear. A person you trusted because they sounded confident. How many of those choices came from deep thinking, and how many came from emotion? This chapter is not here to shame you. It is here to wake you up. Because once you see these levels, you start to notice where people are speaking from. You hear the anger before the words. You see the need for approval behind the argument. You recognize when someone is repeating what they heard instead of what they understand. And slowly, you begin to ask a different question, not who is right, but who is in control. Control does not always look like force. Sometimes it looks like influence. Sometimes it looks like silence. Sometimes it looks like someone guiding the room without ever raising their voice. Those people are not always the smartest on paper, but they understand the human heart, and the human heart moves the world. This is why intelligence, in the real sense, is dangerous. Not because it makes you cruel, but because it shows you how easily people are moved. Once you understand that, you cannot go back to innocence. You cannot unsee the patterns. You cannot pretend that life is only about effort and fairness. You begin to see the hidden rules. You begin to feel the quiet power behind words. You begin to understand that the world is shaped not by those who know the most, but by those who understand how minds work. This is the awakening, not the kind that makes you proud, the kind that makes you quiet. Because now you know that intelligence is not what school taught you. It is not grades. It is not speed. It doesn't sound clever. It is awareness of how humans think, fear, follow, and obey. And once you realize that, the world stops feeling random. It starts feeling designed. The first 3 levels teach you to see, but seeing is not the same as commanding. Knowing is not the same as choosing. And understanding is not the same as power. This chapter does not make you stronger yet, but it makes you awake. And in a world built on illusion, awakening is the first act of rebellion. This chapter introduced the first 3 levels of intelligence: reaction, information, and understanding. It showed how most people live inside emotion, facts, and surface patterns without ever touching real control. You learned that intelligence is not about sounding smart, but about being effective in a world driven by human nature. This is the awakening, the moment you realize the game exists. And once you see it, the descent into deeper power has already begun.